I'm Allendale's chief meteorologist Ryan Martin with a look at your midday weather update. Taking a look at the latest surface analysis across the country, we've got one area of low pressure sitting just to the north and east of Chicago. Frontal boundary comes out of that, snakes down through the Ohio Valley, through northern Arkansas, and into Oklahoma. Watch that front very, very closely, especially back in Oklahoma, Kansas. We've got a warm front building over Oklahoma now, and we're seeing plenty of clouds ahead of it, but a nice band of clear, sunny sky across northern Oklahoma and then across southern parts of Missouri. I think this is where we're going to be seeing our first fairly significant batch of strong to severe weather breakout this year. I expect to see some strong thunderstorms from Oklahoma up through southeast Kansas and into Missouri. You know what? If they hold together well enough, we might even see them sneak up into parts of southern Illinois or even near the Ohio River Valley in Indiana. I think that's probably a long shot, but you don't want to completely rule it out. But then, as that wasn't enough, we look farther north, and there's another cool front coming through Iowa. It's through most of Minnesota now, down into parts of northern Kansas. There's a little moisture associated with this front, but it's a fairly significant cold front. It's bringing Canadian air in, and it's doing so in a hurry. Much colder air coming in over the Dakotas right now through the upper Mississippi River Valley, and it's going to blast in over the Corn Belt as well. So that cold air also going to be fueling some of those thunderstorms back out in the plains as we move forward. So far, rain's been okay, and as we move through the next few hours, the thunderstorms that crank up could have some stronger rains with them. I'm looking for some potentially heavy rains from, let's just say southern Missouri across southern Illinois. The southern third of Indiana could be seeing an inch or more of rain break out there before all is said and done. And then the cold air is in. It's going to be well below normal for temperatures as we go through tomorrow through Friday. I'm even going to throw Saturday into the mix across the Corn Belt. We see temperatures bounce on Sunday a little bit. We're not going back above normal, but we'll at least climb back into the 40s for highs over a good part of the Corn Belt as we go through Sunday. And we'll gear up for our next weather event, a frontal boundary that works through midweek next week. We'll see another strong system maybe around the Easter holiday weekend, I think just after it, although models right now continue to just be all over the place. Right now I'm thinking the best moisture may come through Easter weekend, Easter Sunday, across places like Iowa, southern Minnesota, into western Illinois, and then farther south as we go through Monday and Tuesday. We still see this south fork of the jet stream being very active. So as we hit Wednesday the 8th, Thursday the 9th, there's going to be a very strong storm complex. It looks like it wants to move from East Texas, eastern Oklahoma, up across the Ohio Valley. So we've got an active southern stream and we've got a fairly active northern stream. The two coming together, think of it as a Y sitting sideways over the United States. You got the northern stream coming through the Dakotas, southern stream out of Texas. Where does that leave almost completely dry? That's right. Hard red winter wheat areas in Kansas and Oklahoma could be having some trouble getting some moisture in there in the days to come. Let's shift overseas now. Not a lot of change here. We're still very excited about the moisture that continues to hold together on the European model for Western Australia. 1, 2, 3 inches of rain potentially for all of the wheat acres out there as we head toward planting. Still having some trouble getting action going over South Australia. And, yeah, there's a little moisture around over New South Wales and Victoria off to the east, but it's not clearly what we would like. But still, Western Australia usually is a trouble spot, and we have some moisture coming in there. In South America, kind of a ho-hum blase deal. There's some moisture around. It varies with who you talk to and on what day as to whether or not there's a weather problem or not. Heard yesterday it's too dry. Not hearing anybody talk about it today. Heard a couple weeks ago it's too wet. You know, the pattern looks the same to me. I'm not seeing any major changes there. If anything, I think we need to be concerned about a little bit of warmth down in Argentina still, although at this point, Harvest says that we've had no major problems of some of those early beans in Argentina. Over in the former Soviet Union areas, divided east versus west, we're hearing a few more stories now about maybe some concerns about planting this year because of dryness. Well, we continue to see above normal temperatures and below normal precipitation. Western Kazakhstan through the central region, or at least the eastern part of the central region in Russia. The Volga region is dry, but you go farther to the west into Eastern Europe and into Ukraine and some of those Western FSU countries. Hey, we're actually doing a little bit better here as we go forward. I wouldn't say we're flush with moisture, but we at least have chances for anywhere from 3/4 to maybe an inch, inch and a half in spots between now and about April the 4th or 5th. So we're looking a little bit better there. Still an area we need to keep an eye on, and we also have some decent moisture looking like it wants to develop as we go through next week in some of the driest areas in China. So better news in a lot of places here so far. We'll see how it develops from here. If you've got any questions on the weather, give us a call at Allendale. I'm Chief Meteorologist Ryan Martin.